Good news of the day. Jesus Christ died for our sins, and he has given you eternal life. He loves you infinitely and wants you to join him in eternal life in heaven with the Father and the Holy Spirit. You're valuable and important to him, and you have great worth in his eyes. If you're struggling or going through something difficult, you will get through it. You are strong. Jesus loves you, and he is with you. He's ready to be accepted into your heart at any time. Ask for forgiveness for your sins and accept Jesus Christ as your Savior, and you will be saved. Please know how loved and special you are and how you're an irreplaceable child of God. Stay strong and take care of yourself. Hey guys, today we're going to be going over my top 10 girl group songs of 2022 and also a bunch of honorable mentions because I just couldn't not put them in. So thanks, and I hope you enjoy the video.
Follow me, come and get illusion. 한 입에 삼켜 delicious.
Coming in at number 10 on my list is Illusion by aespa. I really thought this track was really fun and addictive. I liked the girls' title track, so I checked it out, and Illusion is by far my favorite song on the EP. I just think this track perfectly demonstrates aespa's equal vocal and rap capabilities. These grown-ass women, they've actually been trained for the art of music and performance, and it's just so refreshing to see, and they're just putting those little kids that the companies have been taken from like fucking middle school or whatever, and then they just make them models and they just lip sync. Like, these women are putting those kids to shame because it's so obvious in this song especially that these four women are full of charisma, charm, and talent. Like, they've been trained vocally and in rap, and not even mentioning their dance and performance skills, to work together to create music. And their vocal abilities and rap skills just complement each other so well, and they're all just basically like all-rounders. I mean, literally every single member of aespa, minus Ning Ning, who can also, Ning Ning sings and she's an amazing dancer and she's got the stage presence and stuff, but the other three can all rap, sing, and dance to like a very high ability. Like, it's not like, oh, like Winter is mostly a vocalist but she raps sometimes, but like the rapping isn't very good. Like, no, they're just good at everything, and like that just shows like the years of training that SM put into them, and like just their overall talents and how hard they've worked. And overall, Illusion is just a really fun song. It's got a really strong pulsing bass line. It just uses these fun samples, including like slurping noises, which I think is so funny and just like really gives the song some memorable charm. And it just has this like great rhythm and groove to it. And so it's really a unique song that is worth a listen if you're a fan of aespa's kind of experimental musical style, which like I thought I wasn't, but then like Illusion changed my mind. So like anything can happen. Coming in at number 9 on this list is In My Dreams by Red Velvet. This song is just so ethereal and soothing, and the harmonization between the Red Velvet girls is just breathtaking as always. I literally just love everything about this song, and once I checked out the full lyrics for it for this video, even though like I already had a good idea of what the song meant from like the English and soundscape alone, I just love it even more after reading the full lyrics. Some of the ones I really like translated to English are: it's a dream, even in a dream, even though I know it, I still love you. Just like this, don't wake me up, sweetly deceive me. I just absolutely gorgeous. They're so soulful and sad and yet hauntingly beautiful at the same time, which is just like the perfect encapsulation of this song. And I don't know, man, In My Dreams is just actual art, and it transports me somewhere else whenever I listen to it. So there's not much more to say except like I think objectively it's the best song on the album. So go stream.
Oh my gosh, 다른 애들 다 이미 bad, bad, bad for me. For me.
Coming in at number 8, we have Beg For Me, also by Red Velvet, and I think this is funny that I'm putting it right after because I just said that In My Dreams is objectively the best song on the album, but whatever, I like Beg For Me even more. So Red Velvet B-sides, they're always just so good. I imagine they're the playlist of heaven, and Beg For Me in particular is just so soothing and sweet and relaxing in its soundscape, and like, I don't know how to describe it. It's almost like it's kind of a girl boss kind of song, but then it's not because it's more like woman boss, okay? It's like mature and confident, elegant, beautiful, and it's just sung by these 5 grown-ass women, once again, with the vocals and harmonies to, once again, make the 4th gen kids burst into tears at the sound. Like, it's so obvious that Red Velvet just works so great as a vocal group, and the way their voices complement and enhance each other, like, and all the harmonies they do, they're just truly divine. Also, like, rapper Wendy is a thing. Like, I had no idea, and apparently, like, I'm in love with her rapping. It sounds so good. Like, I didn't know she could rap, and like, she's good at it, but I don't know. Wendy is just like full of surprises, I guess. And speaking of her, like, she just has this serious, like, woman CEO charisma. And like, I think any men that she's after should look out, because her parts, and this is just my opinion, but I think they're some of the best parts of the track. Like when she's like, I call the shots, I'm the hunter. I'm like, yes, ma'am, you are. Like, I don't know. I just thought she had like a really strong charisma to her. And like when the other girls on the track are saying like beg for me, it sounds like this like polite request. But then there's Wendy and she's like bow down to me, bitch. And I'm like, sheesh, okay, like what a slay, what a queen. Anyway, I just thought that was kind of funny and I thought I would mention it here. And this section has kind of been incomprehensible, just me rambling. But anyway, Beg for Me is kind of a hard song to talk about because it's just like super well produced, composed, sung. It's just like, it's just a great song. And I do think like Red Velvet, they really show their talents here because I feel like if a different group recorded this without the vocal prowess, this song just like wouldn't have been what it is. Like it would have just been not as good. So the Red Velvet Queens are really who make this track and they really made it an icon, a legend, the moment. So slay Beg for Me and slay Red Velvet.
28 reasons 몰라도 돼 나쁜 의도 없어 내게
Coming in at number 7 on this list is 28 Reasons by Silgi, and we have another girl boss anthem on our hands. I mean, this song, if you've heard it, like you had to know it was going to be on this list, okay? It just has so many lovely melodies throughout its runtime, and I love how it starts off so restrained, but as it keeps going, it keeps adding to itself and getting more and more complex until Silgi just releases all the tension in the bridge with the spoken part and then the belt on those high notes. Like, that's so crazy. She sounds so incredible. Like, and that's one thing I really like about Silgi's voice is as she goes up to those higher notes, she doesn't lose like the power or fullness in her voice, which is actually pretty rare. And I don't know, man. I just love that the song actually delivers on all the tension that it builds up. I mean, so many songs are like good at teasing you, but then they actually never give you the main chorus. So you're just like left feeling hungry after the delicious appetizers. But 28 Reasons, like, it really delivers. And I feel like that didn't have to be the case. Like with less talented writers and producers, it could have just become one of those songs that just teases you and then it's like you don't actually feel satisfied by the end of it. But in this case, I really felt like the producers and writers were talented enough to really create a full, complete, satisfying listening experience. And once again, hats off to Silgi because she has both the vocal prowess and the mature charisma and charm to pull off a song that's this vocally demanding and like such, like, without her aura and charisma, like the song could have easily fell flat. I mean, you in danger, but it's okay. You're grown up. Like, are you joking? She's fucking nuts. Like, it's incredible. And this song just makes it so obvious that she's a seasoned professional and it just shows in her confidence and skill level. I mean, also, like, the lyrics are so crazy, like, so whack. Like, I guess I finally know how abusers feel, so I guess that's nice because I can avoid them better. Because, I mean, like, I was laughing. I was like, Silgi girl, if you have to confirm, in fact, that you are, quote-unquote, not the devil, I say it's safe to assume that you veered off the straight and narrow way. But speaking of the lyrics, I just really like that they put the effort in to like change them as the song continues. So for example, in the first and second chorus, the lyrics read, translated to English, 28 reasons that ruined you, you don't have to know, I have no bad intentions. But then in the final chorus, it changes to 28 reasons you don't have to know, I have no bad intentions, do you just love the pain? And there are some other parts of the song where the lyrics like shift slightly. So like I can't remember exactly where this is. Oh yeah, it's in the pre-chorus, I think. So it starts off the first time Silgi does the pre-chorus, she says, I'm breaking every rule. But then the second time, it changes to I'm making every rule. And I just love how that shows the speaker in the song is gaining more and more control over her abused lover and like this toxic, fucked up relationship that they have. And just the little details like that, it just shows like how much attention to detail and love and effort was put in by the writers and producers to not just make a good song, but a great song. And so Overall, like as a great song, 28 Reasons also has really good replayability. It holds up super well on repeat listens, and I just thought this was a brilliant solo debut by Seulgi, and I'm really excited to see what she will bring to us in the future. Number 6 is Thank You by Brave Girls. This song is serotonin, okay? It may not be the number one of the year, but it's number one in my heart, okay? It's just so charming and happy, and it lives in my heart rent-free. It's genuinely so cheerful and earnest in a way that isn't childish or grating or annoying. And if I'm saying that, you know it's true, because I tend to be quite a sourpuss and interpret things in the worst possible way, according to some unnamed and completely unreliable sources. I mean, me, rag on things for fun, find faults that don't exist, nitpick me? No, never would I ever do that. You offend me, good sir. But anyway, so basically, if I'm saying me that a song is genuinely and earnestly sweet and good fun, like you better take my word for it, because like it takes a lot for this cold heart of mine to be roused, okay? And this song just makes me happy, and it's so endlessly replayable. It came out early March 2022, and it still puts a smile on my face like every time I hear it all this time later. And like I almost feel foolish, like it makes a fool out of me, but its joy is just so endlessly contagious, and it makes me feel so good. I can't even be annoyed about it. Like Thank You by Brave Girls is like a good version of Smiley by Yena, because when I'm listening to Smiley and it makes me smile, I remember that it's basically JoJo Siwa adjacent, and then that instantly ruins the song for me and my mood for the rest of the day. But Thank You like never does that, so like I appreciate that. Smiley is like a boyfriend you realize was a horrible, embarrassing mistake, but Thank You is like a husband that you realize really is the only one for you. Like, and I'm making romantic metaphors again, like I have a problem. But anyway, Thank You slays. The rap verse after the first chorus is definitely my favorite part. Yoojung, their rapper, has serious and almost adorable flow, and I really like how happy and bubbly she sounds, and so I just really enjoyed her rap verse. And also the lyrics of Thank You, while they're not anything super crazy, I do think they get across the genuine gratitude and love that the girls have for their fans. Like, let me give you an example of some of the lyrics translated to English, and I really like them, so it's a bit long, so just bear with me. So they start, "You're such a big gift in my life. I feel your love, baby. Take my everything. Sometimes I get confused if this is all a dream. If it is, I don't want to wake up. I've been waiting so long. I never thought that it would happen. So many days I cried in secret. I don't know if I'd be here without you. I want to thank y'all. I'm telling you, hundreds of times wouldn't be enough. I want to thank y'all. I'm feeling your love, babe. Stay with me by my side as you are." Like, aren't those lyrics just so sweet and genuine? I don't know. I just feel like they really get that across. And I just feel like they come from a place of real heart, and there's real vulnerability and love to them. And the Brave Girls really perform and sell these lyrics beautifully. So, once again, the song is just very earnest and genuine, and it comes off like something that a wife would write for her husband. The depth of gratitude and earnestness is just strongly felt and completely believable, at least in my opinion. So, I want to say great job to the Brave Girls and also the Brave Brothers and the other composers and producers who worked on this genius blast of serotonin masterpiece of a song. But Brave Brothers, if you don't give the girls a comeback soon, you won't be hearing a thank you, but a hate you from Fearless. So you better hurry up and give these queens another comeback before we riot. But anyway, thank you to everyone involved in this joy-inducing masterpiece.
Spit. Venom, venom, yeah. Venom, venom, yeah.
Coming in at number 5, we have Venom by Bandit. This song is just super fun, it's catchy, and it's very hype. The lyrics are just nonsense, so I'm not going to talk about them. And almost all the value in this song comes from the production and the beat drop in the chorus, the chant-like hype that builds up throughout the song and then delivers on that final drop and outro, which honestly is very reminiscent of those final YG party choruses, which I personally am a fan of. This song is just very fun, and it's not super complicated, but it's very well made. I can see it being in like a hype action scene of some anime, or like the opening to an anime. I don't know, it just like gives off that energy. And my only complaint is that the beat drop is like really good. Like I really like it, but like I kind of wish that it went even harder than it does. Like I don't know, I'm not a music producer, but like I just kind of wish they like either cranked the bass up higher or the reverb. So like I don't know, I just wanted to hit like even harder than it already does. And like it's already very good, but I don't know. I just think it could be like a tad better. Anyway, so like the sad news is like I was very saddened to hear that Bandit did disband after they released this absolute banger. And I totally blame their company for that. Like their company was so incompetent at managing them, and Bandit really could have been huge, but unfortunately, I guess it just wasn't meant to be. And I just wanted to say that I wish the girls the best in whatever they decide to pursue going forward, but they will surely be missed as Bandit. Venom was at least a high note to go out on. Like honestly, maybe the height of their musical careers as Bandit. But I am glad we had the time with them that we did, and I just think that it would be better for us to focus on the great music and performances they gave us rather than just dwell on the fact that they're no longer going to be making music as Bandit. But I totally wish that the girls have the best of luck with their paths going forward onto new horizons. And I'm grateful for the time once again that they shared with us as Bandit. So go listen to Venom if you haven't because it's really good. And all I gotta say is, with the risk of sounding possibly offensive, at least they went out with a bang instead of a whimper. True queens.
Okay, I'm nerdy, but I'm not stupid. Ultra, 99, I love myself.
Number 4 is Nerdy by Purple Kiss, and I'm sorry, but Nerdy is the best title track that Purple Kiss have ever released. I don't make the rules, I just abide by them. I just love to see our alt girls thriving as always. Nerdy is like kind of reminds me of Billie Eilish mixed with like dance pop and a funkiness, and I don't know what it is, but I'm just loving what the producers cooked up in the studio. I mean, they used real violins, like real instruments in a K-pop song. That's illegal. But seriously, the strings are super beautiful sounding, and it's just such a nice change of pace in an industry that just seems to be getting more and more artificial sounding. Like every single song is synthesized with music making programs from start to finish. And also, I just really enjoyed the subject matter of Nerdy. It's such a fun change of pace, especially for a girl group. So many idols, especially female ones, have this just super managed, perfected image. Like they're trying to be these goddesses incarnate or these flawless manicured princesses. And yes, I know male idols also are scrubbed to look as perfect as possible by their companies, but I feel like with female idols, I just see even less of their personalities and individuality and flaws. They're just like completely scrubbed from them. And like I said in some other of my videos, I feel like male groups in general have a much wider range of concept. Because for girl groups, with excluding the notable exceptions such as Dreamcatcher and aespa, I feel like every single girl group is squeezed into the three unyielding, all-consuming girl group concepts of cute, girl crush, or sexy. And I just feel like that's really limiting. There is like a new concept, which is kind of like the elegant concept that's rising in popularity in the girl group scene, which was pioneered by IZ*ONE and then carried on by groups like IVE. But like to me, that's just the cute concept with fancier dresses and less aegyo. And honestly, as a female consumer of K-pop myself, none of those three original concepts ever appealed to me that much. Like seeing grown women prance around in booty shorts and crop tops while acting like these virginal high school sweethearts is just always uncomfortable to see. And Girl Crush is also kind of weird. It's like overly feminist and empowered. It's like those really bad empowered female superheroes from the Hollywood movies that are like, wow, we're so cool and empowered, but we're also flawless. And it's like, okay, well, good for you, but that's not really relatable, especially because I feel like a lot of girl crush concepts, they involve like bragging about wealth and how they're better than other girls. And it's like, I don't know, I just feel like attacked sometimes while listening to it. And then like sexy concept, like why the fuck would I want to see my own sex getting objectified like they're sexual objects instead of full human beings? Like I obviously don't want to see that shit. So I feel like only within the last few years, the K-pop industry has really been experimenting with new girl group concepts out of those main three concepts. And I feel like JYP was really the first to get something even close to what girls who mostly enjoy the K-pop like demographic actually want to see with ITZY, because ITZY's music, it was empowering sometimes and it had an emphasis on self-love, but I felt like it also retained like some relatability and some weakness and flaws and fun. And that was the first girl group that really connected with me as a teenager girl at the time. And I feel like Purple Kiss and RBW, their company, are just really continuing to experiment and find out what teenage girls actually want from a K-pop group. And for me personally, I just feel like they're hitting the nail on the head. I can't relate, nor do I particularly want to, about being a girl boss or being insanely hot with tons of money like the Blackpink girls, and like I have never felt about a boy like, like the Twice, their old title tracks, like all that like ooey gooey romance shit. I have never ever felt that way in my entire life. But I can relate to being a nerdy kid at school and like having to basically decide that you don't care what the bullies think about you and that you're just gonna love yourself for being nerdy and not being embarrassed of your own interests. I mean, like, life isn't a fairy tale, and most girls aren't fairy tales either. Like, and most teenage girls that I met in school, they didn't wear like Lolita style pink dresses or in like sharp contrast studded leather crop tops and booty shorts. Like most high school girls that I knew wore oversized hoodies and sweatpants. And like they were and are real people with like a range of different interests and personalities. And I don't know, I just really felt represented and seen by Nerdy. And to see female K pop idols of all people talking about how they're queen of the nerds and wearing oversized sweatshirts and just saying that they're okay with who they are and okay with their interests, even if they're called nerdy. And I don't know, that just really warmed my heart and made me think like, wow, these Purple Kiss girls are so cool. Like I literally started fangirling while I was showing my brother this comeback because I don't know, that just seeing that these girls expressing those sentiments and opinions that I would like to imitate, it's like they're literally living up to the expectations that we have of idols of being good role models and kind of aspirational figures, and like not by being insanely hot or perfect looking or thin as a twig or flexing about money or ooh wooing about a boy, but like just loving themselves for who they are and being confident enough in themselves and their likes and dislikes to not care what bullies and other naysayers have to say about them. So I just wanted to say that I really, really enjoyed this concept, and I want more girl group concepts and content like this in the future, not just from Purple Kiss, but from other groups as well. I just think it would be great if we could continue to expand on what girl groups are allowed to produce and express. So anyway, I both love the meaning and concept of this song, and the song itself is just super addictive and fun, especially the bridge breakdown with the strings in the background. And I just overall really enjoyed it, and I'm really looking forward to more content by Purple Kiss in the future. And so, in conclusion, I just want to say purple on the top and another day, another sleigh for Purple Kiss. Coming in at number 3, we have Eunbi's Underwater. This was the first title track by Eunbi that has hit for me personally, and I just think that this is by far her best work. To me, it's reminiscent of old pop starlets of the early 2000s like Britney Spears, Katy Perry, Lady Gaga. It's just an incredibly simple but effective high energy song that is carried almost entirely on its ability for the artist to sell it, and Eunbi does sell it, at least in the studio. I checked out some of her live performances, and I don't mean to shade her at all. I'm sure she's still growing as a performer, but in my humble opinion, she just doesn't have what it takes to deliver this song live. I mean, this song basically solely relies on her charisma and stage presence, and in my opinion, I think it's a little lacking. But I can definitely see her getting better. I know she's pretty new to solo work, and this is a song that demands like a ton of charisma on stage. And so hopefully she just gets better at that in the future. But putting that aside, I just wanted to say that I really liked this song because her vocal performance on the track is fire. It's funny because I thought this was just a cute love song when I first heard it because what a fool I was, didn't bother reading the lyrics. And I did finally for this video, and I just gotta say, this song hits different after you know the lyrics, okay? Like, I can't believe I didn't realize it, but like, Eunbi's playing the part of a siren. Like, I'm so foolish, it's so obvious, like, underwater, but like, some of the lyrics are like low-key sinister. I mean, my voice digs deep into the head, dampening under the bottom of unconsciousness. I mean, holy shit, to say the least. But like knowing the lyrics doesn't make me like it any less. I mean, now I just know it's like a girl boss song instead of like a cute love song. And Eunbi comparing herself to a siren is just really confident and badass. Like, okay, Queen Slay, we see you. But anyway, I've just really enjoyed in general seeing her solo career play out. Even if I haven't been the biggest fan of all of her releases, I don't know, just see her like evolve each comeback and get better and better and try different concepts as she tries to decide upon what musical identity she's going to have as a soloist. I found as a viewer to just be super fascinating, and I enjoy observing artists' career with like a semi-critical gaze, so that's been a lot of fun for me. But Underwater is just a fun girl boss, quick yet powerful track that ironically doesn't give you a second to breathe. Like the entire time, the entire length of its run, you're just so enchanted and enthralled by Umbi's light and bewitching vocals and the speed and the relentless way the track just barrels forward, which barely gives you time to even think about what you're hearing. The entire experience of listening to this song is like being dragged beneath the waves under a siren spell, and you don't have time to realize what's happening until it's too late. So, no other song this year fits its subject matter musically so well, and Underwater's replayability is like literally almost insane. I listen to songs on loop when I'm writing the segments for them in the script, and you can see how long this section has been, and I'm still not tired of Underwater. I don't know, I just feel like I love getting pulled under the waves over and over and over again. And this song just has that super addictive quality to it. And like I said, I mean, I just never get bored with it. I'm very excited to see what she releases next. And my only complaint, although like it's kind of funny actually, is why didn't they have a native English speaker check the actual English in the chorus? I mean, I literally like crack up every time Umbi says, "I'm in underwater." It should be either "I'm underwater" or "I am under the water." Like, oh my gosh, like they couldn't have one English speaker check it out that's natively speaks it. But anyway, I guess that's too much of a bother for the Slay Queen girl boss to follow the rules of the English language. So, like, understandable.
Been told this all my life. The heart cuts deeper than a knife. It's dangerous, but I play with sharp objects.
Coming in at number 2 is Sharp Objects by Sorn. I checked out this song with basically like no expectations whatsoever, and I was literally gobsmacked. Like everything about this song is just great to me. The beat drop, a total slay, and its synth and electronica influences are literally to die for. I've always been a big fan of electronica and synth, so it's probably not shocking that I really enjoy a pop song that is influenced by the two. And I was also shocked to find out that Liar is half of the producing duo on this song. I had seen their YouTube channel and watched some of their YouTube shorts before and really enjoyed the demos that they had released there. And so to find out they were part of the team behind one of my favorite songs of this year and maybe all time was kind of really fun and exciting to find out. Sorn always has these light but intense vocals, and I think they really suit the story and lyrics of the song. And Sorn said that she spent a lot of time making sure that her vocals accurately portrayed the state of mind of the speaker on this track, and I feel like her effort definitely shows. This song, okay, don't make fun of me, but it reminds me of an OC in a novel I'm working on, and I do think that makes me a little extra biased towards it. The lyrics aren't anything crazy, but they do accurately express the ideas that love is dangerous and crazy and you can get hurt and it can fuck you up. But the speaker in Sharp Objects, she just doesn't care because, well, she likes playing with sharp objects. And I just love the vibe of the speaker, and I find her sentiments so admirable, while the song's frenzied pace and unrelenting speed also keep in the back of your mind that she is literally running with scissors, metaphorically, of course. So, like, this love that she's pursuing is reckless and she's full-heartedly pursuing it, and like that's admirable, but it also might blow up in her face, and that just creates this really lovely sense of danger and suspense in the listening experience. I just think this song is very enjoyable and it's very high energy and it has incredibly good replayability and a nice storyline. So I just wanted to say props to everyone involved in its creation, and big props to Sorn for selling the character in this song so well and really caring about the song given to her and putting in that effort to do justice to it. And I just thought this was a brilliant solo debut under her new label, and I will definitely keep checking out her solo works because I really enjoyed this song. Now, quickly, before our top song of 2022 by girl groups is revealed this year, we're going to do some honorable mentions, and buckle up because I have quite a few of them. Thank you.
Pretty psycho.
Villain song, Slay Queen Slay. This song is just so well made. I absolutely love all the fun samples in the production, the knocking on the door, it creaking open, the shrill screaming, the phone call, the literal breaking of the neck. I mean, all of these samples just add such a fun flavor and sense of pacing and story to the song. Like, if you listen carefully to Pretty Psycho, you can hear the psycho breaking into the house and then eventually all the events that play out and then them slaying the victim. And I really love that they leaned into the horror movie aspect of this track. That was really interesting to see. As songs with the title Pretty Psycho, there are others, they tend to lean into the pretty half of the title, but no, in Purple Kiss's song, they lean into the psycho part because they're not like other girl queens. I just thought that was really creative and fun. And I mentioned earlier in my nerdy section that I really love that Purple Kiss as a girl group, they're not afraid to lean into these concepts that aren't necessarily conventional, and they dare to go outside the main traditional three girl group concepts, and they just really have their own Purple Kiss flavor. And honestly, like, I can't believe this is only the second year of their careers because they've just grown such a clear musical identity and their music quality is just so high. And I feel like they have such a clear brand identity and style that it just feels like Purple Kiss has been around forever. So it's like hard to remember that they're like kind of still rookies. And the vocalists, as they always do in Purple Kiss, just completely shine and carry this song, especially Swan and Goon, I think you say her name. They just deliver like they're seasoned professionals, like instead of fourth gen rookies. I mean, they just put most other fourth gen vocalists to shame. They're so talented, and you can definitely see the training that they put in. So overall, Pretty Psycho is a fun villainous slay, and we love to see Purple on the top deliver.
Oh, 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 feels like heaven, feels like hell. Oh, 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 그마저도 I don't care.
I Can't Control Myself is a beautiful, slower song that was released this year, and I just found it to be a very good listen. Taeyoung is a great vocalist, and apparently she wrote the lyrics for the song herself with the help of another writer, and that just feels right to me. She performs the song like she really knows what the hell she's talking about, and for me, the bridge is the best part of the song. It's absolutely breathtaking, and if the rest of the song was as good as that blissful 21 seconds, it would be higher on this list, but it's definitely a great song. Girls by aespa was a fun surprise for me this year. I definitely enjoyed Girls, but I fully admit it isn't a song that's going to be widely enjoyed by everybody. It's definitely an acquired taste in line of an old NCT title track like Make-A-Wish or Favorite, but like I enjoy both Make-A-Wish and Favorite, so I was on board with this song. It's definitely not aespa's best title track, but I did enjoy it more than I did Savage or Next Level, and the beat drop and the dance break is 100% the best part of the song. I once was watching a video by a different K-tuber, and she said that was her least favorite part of the song, and I was just absolutely flabbergasted. I mean, really? Like, that part goes so hard. This is the best part. And also, Winter and Ningning's and even Karina's vocal prowess is just on full display in Girls, and all of their voices are really well utilized in this track. So if you like aespa's musical style, I think Girls is a track you should definitely check out. Love is Dead by Purple Kiss is another great B-side from a group that we already know delivers only quality music. It's groovy, hits a nice pace, and it's just overall cute, if a little simple in its musical production than some other works in Purple Kiss's discography. But like, that's okay. Not every song needs to be this super musically complex piece. Sometimes something simple and good can be just as fun, and that's exactly what this song is.
So out to you. So out to you.
STAYC Girls? More like SLAYC Girls, am I right? I mean, come on, these girls never miss. Their tracks always just hit. I wasn't sure about the drop at first, but it really grows on you. And the cowbell in the production, like, while that's an acquired taste and a bit shocking at first, it's definitely unique and unforgettable. So I do think that it works in this track. And also, I mean, the STAYC Girls are all super vocally strong. I mean, they have Seyoon as a vocalist. I mean, listen to her. Like, you can't fake talent like that. Like, no studio magic can make you sound like a literal angel from heaven. Her voice last year blew my socks off, and this year she did not disappoint either. Her voice definitely has the most unique vocal color in STAYC, and she brings something that the rest of their vocalists just can't bring. Not that they aren't talented, because they definitely are. It's just Seyoon's voice is my favorite, and her high note at the end of the dance break. Like, I'm sorry, ma'am, that's illegal. Like, you're going to singing jail, but like, Jokes aside, this is just a really overall well-made song, and the lyrics are also enjoyable. I had never read the lyrics before making this video, and they enhanced my enjoyment of an already great track. They give me major side-to-side energy by Ariana, but like without the filthy chorus that like I only understood once I was old enough to be horrified at what I was listening to as a child. But like anyway, I'm a run into this song always. Keep slaying, Slacy girls, you never let us down. So I know this song was somewhat controversial amongst Stacey's fandom, but personally as an outsider, I really enjoyed it. And I know plenty within their fandom did also enjoy it. It is quite a departure from their previous soundscape that they'd been forming for themselves with their previous 3 releases, but I don't think it's so much of a departure that it's unrecognizable as Stacey. And I thought it was fun and interesting to see a softer, more kind of acoustic guitar version of the girls. I do agree personally that I don't think Beautiful Monster is as strong as Run to You, but I still think it's a great, unique song with an addictive chorus, and it really has time to really let the vocalist of Stacey shine. My bias Seyun, especially as always. Like, I mean, I really love the part when she says like love is woo woo or ooh, whatever she says. I don't know, it's just a vocalization, but like she slays as always. I was addicted to this song for like a week straight when it dropped in the summer. My only complaint with this song is that I feel like it's kind of the messaging is kind of muddled between the lyrics and like the overall sound, vibe, and performance of it by Stacey. I mean, the lyrics are about a boy that they're in a relationship with, but he's leaving them cold, hurting, and then he's like healing them. So it's like one of the lyrics is you hurt me and then you heal me, or you hurt and heal me. And so the boy the speaker's talking about is the beautiful monster. Like, he may look good and give them sweet words from time to time, but he's bad for them. They're literally calling him a monster. And a monster is a fucking strong word choice. Like, I'm not sure if the Korean writers of the song didn't know how serious the connotation of that particular English word is, but like, usually if you call someone a monster, it's usually reserved for like the most vile and despicable of human beings, like not just a shitty boyfriend. And that was just like a little strange to me because the song has such an airy, light, almost calming vibes. And like to be talking about an abusive boyfriend, like it like kind of the vibe of the song and the lyrics like don't really match. But then the lyrics themselves seem to also contradict each other. Like there are lyrics that definitely imply a very scary abusive relationship, or at least a relationship that's toxic, with lines like, you hurt and heal me, I feel cold even when I'm holding you, I'm so cold. But then they have lines like right after ones like those, such as, love is the name of the courage I need. And I'm just like, what? Like, I'm perplexed. Like, no, you don't need love or courage. You just need to leave him because he's like not good for you. Like, don't you know that? Isn't that why you're calling him a monster? Like, I don't know. I mean, the music is just like it really gives off these very like gentle aesthetics, and the girls all sing this song like so chipper and sugar coated, and I'm like, is this some kind of mistranslation thing? Like, is this guy the speaker's talking about a monster, or is he just like kind of shitty? Because like the you hurt me and heal me translated from Korean, like that's really scary. Like if you're in a relationship where a guy's hurting you over and over again, but then he's trying to shower you with affection and make up for it and justify it, like that's not sweet. It's very scary. So I did think that was kind of weird. I just thought like that the lyrics and the tone of the song were mismatched, but I don't know, maybe it's a translation thing, maybe the songwriters just didn't think about it, who knows. But if you ignore the lyrics and kind of how weird they are, I do think it's a very pretty sounding song, and I do enjoy listening to it. Purple on the Top is a slay as usual, but like in all seriousness, I was a bit shocked by Mimi M on first listen. Like I feel like most people were, because admittedly it is a little that noisy, obnoxious, slightly reminiscent of fourth gen boy groups, which is like the greatest plague on the K-pop genre since Min Heejin. So I don't know. I just feel like Mimi M, it survives its noisiness by its just gorgeous and earwormy vocal sections. Like, I'm not sorry, but Swan and Go Young are some of the best vocalists of the fourth gen girl group scene, and they carry this song on their backs as they do most of Purple Kiss's music in actuality. I mean, the I'm in your head part always gets stuck in my head, like ironically. So I also just think that Mimi M's kind of party hype outro slash the final chorus is a lot of fun, and it makes me just want to start dancing around and jumping up and down in my seat. So even though it is a bit noisy for me personally, like it's also Purple Kiss. So like I'm pretty sure they could sing Sticker and make it good. But okay, let's not get crazy here. Nobody can make Sticker good. But anyway, Mimi M is somehow still a good song with great replayability, even if it is a little noisy. So Purple on the top as always.
I'm on my way to be Nirvana girl.
This is just a really excellent release by the queen of English K-pop releases herself, Miss Zorn. And I just found this song really satisfying to listen to. I especially enjoyed the vocal effects on Zorn's voice in the chorus, especially when she says Nirvana girl. I thought that sounded very cool and kind of reverby. Yoon also is a really good rapper, and her diction and speed is both very impressive. I thought the lyrics on her rap verse were very camp, and overall, I thought the song was both relatable and groovy. And I definitely thought this was a worthy follow up to Sharp Objects, which Zorn released earlier in the year. So go check it out if you haven't already. I really wanted Love in Space to be able to make the 10th spot on my list this year because Love So Sweet by Cherry Bullet made the slot last year, and I just thought that would be really fun to kind of have that like parallel. But there was just too many songs that were objectively better than it, so I'm sorry, Love in Space. It still made the honorable mentions though. I just think Love in Space is a fun song, and it definitely does a few unique things that set it apart from other generic K-pop fluffy love songs. One is the speed at which the Cherry Bullet girls sing the first verse, and I thought that was very fun and definitely memorable. It grabs your attention like as soon as the song starts, which I think kind of like pulls you in and is obviously a good quality. And I thought the bridge breakdown was super catchy, and Haeyoon's high note is by far the single best moment of the song. Like, damn, that girl can really sing. It was just beautiful the way she goes up, so supported and clean, and it doesn't last like too long or not long enough. It's like just right. That's definitely my favorite moment on the track. And also I appreciated all the space metaphors and wordplay, although it maybe is a little goofy sometimes. I really did think it was appreciated. Although like the one line that cracked me up a lot was like we're the only ones trapped in a black hole. Like that just made me laugh. Like, writer, do you know what happens if you're sucked into a black hole? Like, do you? Like, oh, that was so dark and like an otherwise cute love song, and that just gave me a little chuckle, a little goof, you know. But anyway, Love in Space is a great song. Very adorable.
Doesn't matter if you're me and you.
DM almost did not survive the culling of the week in the honorable mention section, but then I like decided to put it back in because I just can't deny it's basically this flawless cute pop song. Like the reason I almost took it out is because like I have nothing to say about it. Like, but then I put it back in and I was like, whatever, my editing process is already going to be so long. Like, just put it in if you want to. So DM isn't anything special, but it is a cute, fun pop song, and I listened to it for like a week straight when it came out, and it still hits great once in a while. So nice song. Moving on.
Let's roll the top, yeah. 한국을 뒤집어 완전히.
Dice by NMIX is on my list because it gets the Most Improved award from O.O, which is literally unlistenable shit that I refuse to even refer to as music, to an actually decent song. Lily is totally carrying this. Her voice obviously is the most well-trained and schooled within NMIX, and it just shows up and it's like all over the chorus, and it's just very fun to listen to. And the other girls are actually very good vocalists as well. The only thing that drags this song down, in my opinion, is there's just too much rapping in it for my taste, and the NMIX change up part is the worst part of the song, in my opinion. I don't think that NMIX should change their concept since that's their whole thing, but I do think that JYP should look into producers with more experience in a change up, switch up genre style of music, because this style they're trying to do has been done before and it has been done well. For example, I Got a Boy by Girls' Generation. And so I do think that there are professional producers that can make songs of this genre, switch up kind of twist thing, really work and really rock. And I feel like we're getting there. Like Dice is going in the right direction. I can see a lot of potential for this group and their music. And I actually thought that Dice was a very fun song. So they're definitely getting better.
My mascara's running down my cheeks, yeah. $1 billion drowning on the sea, yeah.
Pity Party by Jamie is an overall good song, but the reason it's only an honorable mention is because of the chorus. I just feel like Jamie's voice is so gorgeous, and the verses are so addictive and beautiful, and the pre-chorus is so full of power, and then like the chorus is just kind of underwhelming afterwards. Still, it's a great song, and her vocal prowess is on full display, and I liked the lyrics to the song a lot, and the bridge too, an absolute slay.
Pink moon shining, swinging, shall we dance with time?
This song was a surprise for me. I found it very late in 2022, and I thought it was just going to be like, you know, this whatever song, but it actually turned out to be very simple but sweet and unique. I thought the bridge and dance break were by far the best parts of the track, and I'm not really sure what genre or style this song would be considered, but I was very into it. And once again, I just liked that it was very unique sounding, and I hadn't heard another K-pop song like it. And I really do wish her luck in her solo career moving forward, and I'm interested to see what she does next. This song is almost flawless, the bridge is very nice, and the whole thing is just nice. I do think its replayability could be a bit better, but it's definitely good enough to be on this list. It was my favorite B-side from that Thank You EP, and I just thought it was a nice song. I really wanted to find a spot for Dilemma by A-Pink on my top 10 list, but like there was just so much competition for girl groups this year, which is why this honorable mention section is so fucking long. But anyway, Dilemma I think is a super good song, and once again, I think in less strong years it would definitely be on the actual top 10 list. I find the lyrics very compelling and low-key relatable. They really do a good job of expressing that feeling when someone just doesn't love you and you know you have to let it go, but you just don't want to. And I felt like the sleek yet fast-paced production on the track really complements the frenzied panic of that anguished heart when you end up like this, while the slower and more quietly produced verses really express the loneliness and sorrow that one can feel when you're stuck in a relationship with someone who is already checked out. And I just thought that Dilemma overall was really good, and you know that series of notes, like you know the one. It's just so catchy and it just gets stuck in my head, but like I like it so I don't mind. And the first time I listened to this, I will admit I was disappointed that it was a beat drop and not a full vocal chorus, but it grew on me and now it's one of my favorite parts of the song. Also, the intro to Dilemma is just like super amazing. And that first verse just pulls you straight into the song and its story. And it all ends with that fabulous dance break. I mean, are you kidding me? Phenomenal. A-Pink has been making bops in the industry for over a decade, and I don't see them stopping anytime soon. This is the last honorable mention, and I bet you're happy to hear that. So my last honorable mention song is Copycat by Chobom, which is a subunit of A-Pink. And I just thought this song was cute, soothing, and sweet. And I really, really enjoy the beat too for some reason. Like it just hits so relentlessly and strongly in the back of the track, but it's not too loud or overbearing. And I just found their vocals really beautiful and the song airy and pretty. And that's pretty much it. All right, thank you so much for getting through all those honorable mentions. Like, girl groups just really slayed this year, and I really just didn't want any of some of my favorite songs to miss out being on my list, and it's my YouTube channel. I can do what I want, but you guys have waited long enough. We have built a lot of anticipation. Now presenting the top song of girl groups for 2022. Please take me anywhere but home, baby. 그려줘 If you haven't heard Anywhere But Home off Silgi's EP, I mean, you're welcome. I just absolutely improved your quality of life incalculably by putting this masterpiece into your ears. It is so aesthetic and ethereal, and it's literally perfect. Like, and not only is it perfect, but it perfectly encapsulates that feeling of just wanting to get away from it all, of wanting to be anywhere but home. It invokes the feeling of slow drizzles of cold rain, dark city streets, clinging to the back of a man on a motorcycle and riding away into the nighttime. It's just a beautiful piece of art, and I have no complaints or nitpicks about it. The male voice at the beginning of the track is so cool, and the high notes at 2:30 with the vocal effects on them are fucking chilling. This is just a perfect piece of music. It's gorgeous in its composition and production. And if you're a nerd about this song like I am, go to 2:55 and there is a fun surprise in the back of the track. Like, you will find it very fun. The producer had some crazy shit going on in the studio and he kind of hid it there in the back, but I found that to be very enjoyable for me personally. So I just couldn't pick any other song to be my top spot this year. I have never heard a K-pop song that sounds like this, and it really just blew me away. I mean, this is like beyond K-pop. This is artwork. So Anywhere But Home, I think absolutely deserves to be the best girl group song of 2022. Thank you again for everyone who made it to the end of this video. It was a lot of work for me, and I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you enjoyed all the K-pop that came out in 2022, and we're just gonna have to see what 2023 brings. I mean, I expect girl groups to slay again because, like, they always do. It's their male counterparts that are, like, really having problems. I think next year, depending on how good the year is, I might end up doing a top 20 list instead of a top 10, because, like, if you counted, I'm pretty sure with my honorable mentions were around 21 songs, so, like, it feels a little ridiculous to have this many honorable mentions. But at the same time, if I make it a top 20 list, then I have to rank all of them. And that's just like a lot more work for me than, like, because I actually have to think about, like, oh, well, do I like this song better than this one, or this one better than this one? Is this one higher quality than this one? Versus the honorable mention section, I can just kind of like shove them all in. Maybe I just need to do a better part of, like, a better job of, like, kicking out the songs that, like, really aren't good enough to make it in the honorable mention section. But, like, the problem with girl group music is, like, in general, it's very good, and or at least much better than the boy group K-pop music is. And so it's like at the end of the year, especially this year, I just had like so many choices. I feel like even more than last year. Like, I feel like it was even better than last year. And, like, I don't even include some groups that I just don't feel comfortable supporting, like New Jeans and IVE, with the really young minor members and the sexualization of the minors scandals and stuff like that. I don't even support groups like that. So it's like, if I were including groups that, like, I'm literally taking out a lot of groups because I don't feel comfortable supporting them, and I still have so many to choose from that, like, my honorable mention section is, like, I think it was like 11 songs. But anyway, this is just kind of my rambling thoughts. Thank you again for checking out the video, and if you're going through something difficult, just know that Jesus loves you, you are loved, you're valuable, and you're going to get through whatever it is. And if you've been looking for a sign that things are going to get better, this is it. And I want to just thank you all again for taking the time to watch something that I created. And I hope you all have a beautiful, blessed day. Mwah. Bye.